What is up, everybody? Welcome to another Fresh Take. Mizzah Tee, how are you doing today, sir?
Hey, that Foos, what's going on, man? It's been a minute.
Yep, it has been a minute. And Peacemaker on HBO Max ended last week. So we're gonna give our full season thoughts on it. So y'all already know how I do. I done gave y'all a week to watch the whole thing. So it's gonna be spoiler filled. So this is not my fault. This is not my fault if you didn't watch it. That has nothing to do with me. And first things first, I'm gonna let Mr. T give his what he liked, especially that intro.
What I like is what I expected to like, which is the writing. James Gunn, huge fan of James Gunn since Romeo and Juliet. I mean,
that movie. All right,
yeah. He just has this dark sense of humor. It's wonderful. See Slither. The guy he just has it. He just has that very unique, dark kind of comedy take. So, what do I like? Almost everything. I mean, I wasn't expecting because I wasn't sure about John Cena. Like, I know he could be funny. I know he has good timing here and there, but I was worried that he might grow old. And you jokes that you think would grow old, or just kind of like comedy stylings that you think would grow old, like the quippy stuff, it never does. It's just it's funny, the banter, especially like the little minuscule things that they have these long arguments and conversations about, and everybody's jumping in and adding. Like, James Gunn can write, man. He can write dialogue that's funny between like a bunch of people, and that's not an easy thing to do. That is tough.
yeah.
And
I think a lot of ad lib was going on too, though.
yeah, I'm sure there's some ad libbing for sure, but even with that, like, you have to, even with like, there's bad ad libbing and there's good ad libbing, right? There's bad ad libbing when a director says, "Do that, be funny," right? And see Ghostbusters 2016. Like, there's a lot of just talk, say things, because talking is funny. But no, talking isn't automatically funny. So you have to be directed in the right direction, and you have to start with something for you to ad lib. So the foundation of whatever little conversation they're having, that is written, and and not everybody's good at ad libbing. So that's why you have to have that foundation. So, like I said, the Judd Apatow-ish kind of banter works really well. It makes the characters feel like real people, and a lot of times that's not something to take for granted, especially when you're talking about writing. It's very easy to be writing and make people just all kind of sound the same, and you're just trying to get to the action sequence. You're trying to, let's just get the dialogue out and move on to the stuff I want to do. But clearly, guys like James Gunn, guys like Quentin Tarantino love the dialogue stuff. That's their bread and butter. So
yeah, I can see that. I can see that. That is one of those things where you're like, especially with Vigilante when they brought Agent Chase in, and he just made it
Yes,
worse
and
and better.
he's the type again. He's the type of character that he could get annoying
real quick,
very quickly.
Yeah,
but he never does.
Mm-mm.
And to me, that's sure he can ad lib. I'm sure he can, but that to me, that's also the writing, and you got to develop that character to where he's not annoying, and he's funny, and he's twisted. Like
he's endearingly twisted.
yeah, and he's endearing. Like you would think, again, a character like that could end up being very annoying, not endearing at all. He's like, oh, I can't wait to a scene without him. So that's in the writing, and no surprise. That's my favorite thing about the show is the banter and the dialogue between characters and how it makes them feel like real people that are funny.
Yeah. So let me ask you this: what did you think about the actual when it came down to the darker comedic elements, like the stuff with the actual butterflies where they were killing them and stuff? Some of that stuff I was just laughing at, just because it had that whole Looney Tunes, Deadpool-esque, like this is what would really happen if you shot somebody in the face. This is how it really looks. So let me ask, what did you think about how they did that? Because a couple of episodes that weren't directed by James Gunn, you could tell it kind of dipped in the quality when they started to go to that part of it. But for the most part, they did it right. So I just want to get your thoughts on that.
And that's why I say the dialogue is important. The writing is important because he wrote this whole show, if I'm not mistaken, right? He wrote
the whole thing,
every episode. So
I think he only directed like 3 episodes though.
Right. So where you can kind of veer off with some of the directing, if you have the foundation of good writing, even the episodes that aren't directed by him, they have that foundation. So as far as the dark stuff,
notes.
So yeah.
Take notes.
Right. So as far as the dark stuff, again, I'm really used to James Gunn and his darkness, and I'm sure he's got to play a lot more with that recently, being with Warner Brothers and doing the DC stuff. You can't really do that on the Marvel side, but his signature is still there with Guardians and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
But he's not able to go as far as he's gone in like the Suicide Squad. And now Peacemaker. So to me, that's what it is. It's more of what I loved about the Suicide Squad, and in these little episodes where you can really flesh out stuff, and you're not so much focused on getting to the big set pieces and whatnot. So it's all handled really well. So
I have to give him that. Now, you know more about DC than I do, so I need to ask you this just because the stuff that I know about DC, and I don't know if it's ever been rewritten or anything like that, or retconned or whatever. But I could have swore Waller didn't have any kids, and that's why she was the way she was, because her kids got killed by Meta. Her kids got killed by Meta. So, am I wrong in thinking that?
No, you're not wrong. I believe there are iterations where, again, it depends on what comic series or who's doing them, in their little kind of sub series. But there are iterations where she does have a kid. I'm sure it's not. It's her daughter. What's her name?
Adebayo in this one.
Yeah. See, I don't even know if that's her name from some of the comics I've read, but from what I remember, they hold true to like her character and how she acts. She's not clearly she's not like Waller. And I think that's on purpose. They wanted to give her a daughter that is very much not like her. And it's kind of in that situation where she's not, from what I remember, she's not as at least from the comic I read, she's not as
violent.
No, she's violent, but she's not as out of it, as far as like not in the loop as she is in this show. It works for the show though. I think that's perfect for her.
Mm.
But yeah, there are iterations, but I think overall, I'm pretty sure that was like a sub story or something like that, a kind of alternate universe I remember her being in, or at least Waller's daughter being in. So
Okay. All right. Yeah, because that was the one thing that threw me off because I was like, I could have swore. But then again, that's why I'm glad you were able to do this with me because I did not know that. Now,
yeah,
for me, I enjoyed the banter. Once again, James Gunn knows exactly what he's doing, but we already know this. Um, and this is probably one of those times where I've been very critical of WB's DC stuff because they always seem to want to go rated R for no reason. I have no problem with them doing it like this because Peacemaker is not a good guy. He's a villain. It's supposed to be rated R. The Suicide Squad was supposed to be rated R. I'm not gonna ever be mad at that. What I get mad at is when you try to make Superman rated R, when you try to make Justice League rated R. Like that's not supposed to be that.
No.
So the tone was set early and it worked throughout the whole series. So, and like you said, the fact that you have James Gunn writing the whole series, we don't have 20 different writers writing.
Right.
No, it's gonna be tighter. Star Wars, this is how you do this. You do not change directors and writing teams every movie. They write it. You write your
need a direction.
And now you need to change directors because something may have happened. That's understandable. Stuff happens. We all know that.
On a TV show, you usually have multiple directors.
And
the main person is like the executive producer, so they're there still guiding the ship, if you will. But you on a TV show, you want to have multiple directors because you don't want you're gonna get burnout.
Yeah, but the way they do this, and that's why I'm liking the streaming stuff a little bit better. You're not doing 20 episode seasons. You're doing 7, 8 episodes.
Right.
8
top. Getting 22, 24 episodes.
Yeah, so and it works. So I think like that worked wonders. The casting was great. Robert Patrick as a racist.
I'll worry about him. Racist. I like Robert Patrick. I'm like, man, you're too good at this. You're getting too good.
Yeah, this so who was it in 12 Years a Slave? Michael Fassbender. Like, yeah, you're a little bit too good at this, bro.
You're too good at this character, bro. Like, what's going on?
That's all you want to tell me, bro? But they did a good job with that. Cena was amazing. Him and Vigilantes back and forth. And look, there have been a lot of people making fun of Vigilante and Arrowverse because they're like, this is the Vigilante we wanted, not what we got.
Right.
Because, yes, look, Adrian Chase in this, he is a sociopath. He's awkward, he's dumb, but if put him in a fighting situation, he will murk you.
He will murk you and not think twice.
But especially if you are in his little bubble of friends, in which they've all became friends, and that made it even worse because if you try to hurt somebody he care about, oh, bruh, you finna lose something that you need.
Yeah,
life. It is probably gonna be funny. Because I know I wasn't supposed to laugh at the torture scene, but the torture scene was hilarious.
Of course, yes, you were supposed to laugh at. That was the point.
I mean, the faces they had to make it, that was something hilarious.
I mean, you're supposed to question your own like psyche, like, why am I laughing at this? That's the point. But
and I'm sitting here looking at Cena like, bro, shut up. That's your boy, man. Come on, shut up, dude. Shut up. No, I don't give a fuck. I don't care. I'm like, bro, the stuff ain't tagged up to you. It's tagged up to him.
Oh, man.
So yeah, that whole 10-minute sequence was hilarious. It was hilarious. Another sequence that I liked was the when Vigilante goes to jail. That was hilarious because he goes to jail because he gets manipulated into doing it, but the way he does it is very Merry Melodies, Looney Tune-esque, and it works because it's simply one of those scenes where you're like, what is he doing? He walks, and a lot of police are out eating lunch or whatever, taking a break. He pretty much walks up, grabs a trash can, and busts the window. And you're sitting there like, they're watching him do this. Yeah. So it's just like, what is he doing?
And all I could think is like, would they really like put him in the same jail that he just tried to break into? But it that made it even funnier to me. It's like, oh, okay, that's weird.
Yeah, it's weird, but it was funny. Like a lot of stuff was basically like it was hilarious. They did have a couple of like moments where they actually tried to, tug at the heartstrings. It didn't work for me because I was just like, dude, it's not 10 minutes before you did something else. You trying to be sympathetic. Nah, ain't gonna work.
Yeah.
It's not gonna work. But Eagly was Eagly was awesome. Eagly was awesome. Jeez, that eagle.
Oh man.
But yeah, so there was a lot of good to like about it. Once again, I have to preface this because this ain't you can't watch this with the kids.
No.
Dude, the language.
There's an episode that caught me off guard. And I think my daughter was hovering around. It's when he goes to the bar.
Peacemaker,
and he meets
yeah.
That caught me way off guard
because it comes out of nowhere. It's a quiet scene before that, and then it just goes straight to that. You're like, what the? So
what is this?
Yeah, but the thing is, this ain't for the little ones. So no,
this is not a superhero show like that.
No. And the other thing I like was the cameo that came at the end in the season finale.
The what?
The cameo.
Oh yeah.
And him just straight snapping because they showed up late. I was kind of sad though because they made sure to darken out two characters because they didn't show up. They had to CG them in. Right. I'm glad that Jason Momoa and Ezra Miller was able to show up at least. Ezra Miller was able to show up at least because that made it even funny because their banter was funny. So,
oh man,
and it was only like 2 lines, but it was funny.
Right.
But I kind of feel I don't know how I feel about that because I really do wish that they could come to some kind of agreement with Henry Cavill so that if they need him, he could show up at least.
Man,
but that ship is sailed. I know.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's sailed. I'm still holding out a little hope, but
because he's our age at this point. You might as well just go younger. Just if you're trying to set up a whole thing, you might as well just go younger. So,
but from the rumors I'm hearing is that they're trying to go with what's her name that's playing Supergirl?
Oh, you're talking about
the actress?
Yeah, I forgot her name, but she's
basically trying to go with her as the Kryptonian character.
Yeah,
and I'm like, you can't do that. You're gonna piss people off. Don't do it.
Please don't do this. So yeah, they're gonna do it. So now I do need to. There are a couple things that I didn't like, and this has to do with Hollywood in general. Those tropish characters like hardcore. I like the actress, but that I'm so badass and hard because I hate everybody. Like, come on, lady, come on.
Yeah.
Like it gets annoying after a while because you're like, dude. Okay,
but she grows. Did she not grow on you?
She grew, but I was like, it wasn't. It was just that situation. Like, okay, I've seen this so many times. I'm sick of seeing it.
Yeah,
and we've said this before on podcasts we've done.
She ends up not being what you think she is. That character. She ends up being, at least for me, she was.
Yeah.
Because I was like, oh no, you're not going to be this, are you? Like we've seen you so many times, this type of character.
Yeah. Now I will say she was.
It doesn't hurt that she's very easy on the eyes. That's for sure.
Yeah. Well, she was like that for 4 episodes, and Vigilante finally broke her.
Right.
Thank God for Vigilante. So
right.
Because that's when she finally came around when Vigilante when he just being himself and being stupid.
Vigilante being Vigilante.
Yeah. The other thing though, and I found this odd, like Judo Master. I think they didn't do nothing with that character.
Yeah, like I was expecting to get more out of Judo Master, but I mean, obviously he's going to do more going forward.
Yeah.
But I mean, every time you saw him, you I'm sure you were laughing your head off.
Yeah,
and you just every scene he was in, he stole it. So
yeah, because I was like, okay, he ain't really like. What was the point?
What was his purpose? I don't know. What was he doing
outside of the action sequences?
Right.
Other than that, I'm like, they started something. But they never went back to it.
Right.
So they
never explained what his role was.
Yeah, because it's clear he's not a butterfly, but he sympathizes with him.
Right.
But they never said why. They never said like,
Right. I want to know what's going on. Why is he, basically muscle for them?
yeah, basically. Um, that was the other thing too. I was just like, okay, because that was the only two things I really had an issue with was
Yeah.
that though in Hollywood can't help themselves. They have to put
Yeah,
those
I'm with you on
proteins.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, they have to. But the other one was judo match. What was the point? I'm
Yeah.
like, hopefully, because they did get greenlit for season two. Hopefully, he does have a bigger role in season two. But yeah, that didn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, it felt like his character was spinning wheels, like almost literally spinning wheel.
Yeah,
Um, he would escape and they'd catch him. It's like, oh,
yeah,
what was the point?
yeah,
Like he
yeah.
didn't do anything. Like if he had escaped and then he did something that was, pertinent to the plot, then that's one thing. But he didn't. He just kind of escaped. They found him and they were back to square one with him. He didn't
Yeah,
really do much.
yeah. So that was weird. Now on to the anything that you didn't like.
Well, I would have to agree with that. Those things.
Okay.
Um, I know there's something else that I know other than hardcore and her situation. But again, she grew on me. Um, I guess the sheriff character.
Oh yeah.
I'm just a little confused as far as what his role was. Like, there's just people that I'm confused that I don't know
Yeah.
what's going on. And
I'm guessing there were characters from DC that they just put in.
yeah, I mean, I know these characters, but I don't know them in this capacity. Obviously, they're doing something new with them here, and I'm just kind of confused as far as what they're doing with them and why they're going this route.
Yeah.
But again, I
Um.
mean, because the season's over, so you would hope to
Yes.
have some kind of
Closure
uh
or something
yeah, some kind of
with that.
clarification, some kind of you know it's obviously it's going to go on. I actually expected the whole butterfly thing to be resolved by the end of the season, and they
Yeah.
move on to like a new thing for the next season.
Yeah.
But they're going to continue with the butterfly thing, and that is also kind of a worry, But
Well,
obviously, there's
I
big
don't know
things happening.
how can they do that when they killed their food supply because the only one that was left was Goff.
Say again.
The only one that was left was Goff, and they killed the cow. The cow
They
died.
did I miss that?
Yeah, the cow died. Adebayo to human torpedoed into the cow.
how,
All the guts came out.
how did I miss that?
It
Okay.
was, yeah, it's the way they do that scene was Goff was trying to convince Peacemaker to join them,
Uh huh.
and uh, the whole thing is basically like, look, we saw how our planet got destroyed, and it was very Thanos-ish,
Right.
where we're gonna put y'all on the right path situation. That's why we came and taking over and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And basically, he had Adebayo do a human torpedo into the cow, and he shot Golf in the chest, allowing Golf to get out.
Okay. Yeah.
And
Yeah. Okay. I guess I do.
so Golf's the only one there. They're gonna have to go a different route anyway, because Golf's the only one there, and Golf's gonna die because they ain't got no food left.
Yeah, which is sad.
Yeah. So it's sad, but it's like I don't. That's the only way I see this working because like the way they were doing it was okay. If they don't kill the cow, they still gonna have this problem going on forward.
Right.
And they killed Mern, who I actually like that actor. I actually like that actor a lot, even though I thought he was a little bit over the top in his Nick Fury-ness
Yeah.
at points.
But you got to get that with James Gunn.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. He couldn't get Sam Jackson, so he got somebody else.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was like, okay, because I got that. That's why I'm kind of interested in what they're gonna do with season two, just
Yeah.
because you go back to like a more of a Suicide Squad ish type deal where you do like heist stuff for to save the world or something like that, which I'm thinking that's probably what they're going to do for season 2, because that to me would make more sense. But the other thing that that I do have to that I meant to talk about, the music in here is actually pretty good. They have some pretty good music in here, which I'm James Gunn has a weird musical taste, and I like it.
Yeah.
He does. He has a weird musical taste, and I like it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was the other thing that I liked. Other than that, I think the actual runtime for each episode was good. They stayed within that 40 to 45 minute span. I think only one episode was like below 40 minutes, but they stayed within that. It wasn't like all over the place.
Right.
And every episode did feel like you got what you needed out of it. Nothing felt like dragged out or anything.
Yeah.
Oh, also make sure if you do watch this, make sure you stay after every episode. They have a nice little ad lib stinger. It's not a
I was
stinger.
gonna say, I'm glad you
It's
brought
an
it up. Yeah.
outtake. It's like an ad lib outtake. And the
Yeah.
one that was funniest to me
It's
was
always
John
funny.
Cena. When John Cena was given a list of people he could have used instead of his dad to send to prison, and he just started naming out people didn't make no sense.
Oh yeah, all the people that they could have put in jail other than his dad. That was so flipping funny, man. It was great.
In the episode, it's like that scene goes about a good 2 minutes. After the episode, it's like a good 30, 40 plus more days because John Cena just rattling them off.
Yeah, like that scene. Clearly, that's not scripted.
Yeah.
So I was really impressed, and I have to go back and watch it again. But I think it was just him going, and that wasn't edited in. Maybe there's a cut point somewhere, and they edited in more people that he came up with. But he was just rattling off a bunch of people names, and I was just like, I was impressed.
I was like, okay, dude, okay, yeah, because Ice Cube showed up in it, like Fred Flintstone, I think was one of, like, he just was naming names.
Yeah,
and it was hilarious. So after every episode, there is a like once you get through the credits, there's a little post where they take a scene and they do the ad libs from it,
kind of outtake scene.
Yeah, they do the little ad libs from it, and it's fun because there's a one with Vigilante that's hilarious.
Yeah.
At the end of one of the episodes, I'm like, dude, what the? I'm like, okay.
The one with the sheriff or the that character.
Yeah, that guy with
the chief or whatever. That was probably my favorite.
Because at first it was like, what is he talking about?
What is he talking about?
And the funny thing about it is the actress that plays Song, she's holding it as best she can, but she gives him this look like, shut up. Because she's about to start laughing. You can tell. She's holding it, but she's about to start laughing. Did you see
boy behind him?
Yeah, he
was trying his best to hold it together, but he could
gave
not.
Up. He just gave up.
That made it even funnier because he was back there just trying to hold in the laugh.
Yeah,
and he couldn't do it. It was just so funny, man.
That's all. Like, I wonder how many takes those took, because there ain't no way in the world you're gonna tell me everybody was on this stone faced the whole time.
I bet. I mean, on the James Gunn production, I bet it's just constant trying to try not to laugh and just doing takes and takes because people are laughing.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah. But overall, I have to say, like, with the little I know about the character from the comic, they did a great job, man.
Great job.
They did a great job. Totally redeemed Vigilante from the Arrowverse.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And I liked some of the stuff that they did with it. So I am actually looking forward to season 2. To be fair,
yeah.
Now I know that they're supposed to be doing other TV shows as well. I just don't know which. I know one of them is Static Shock. That got revealed already. But because there's supposed to be an animated and a live action Static Shock. I don't know.
I need a live action Static Shock yesterday.
Yeah, I don't know which one's coming first. I hope they do the animated one first. To be fair, because that comic, if you haven't had a chance to read it, the 6-issue limited series is actually really good.
Yeah.
It's really good. I like the way they're doing it, where they kind of modernize it a little bit.
Yeah,
I actually like that one. But this is a good start off to their stuff. The only thing I would hope is that whatever TV shows they actually come up with doing, I know Green Lantern's supposed to be one of them. It don't need to be rated R. Just
No, Green Lantern doesn't need to be rated R.
it,
That's the
it
thing.
yeah. Don't go crazy.
Right. Every character has to have its own feel. You can't just James Gunn up every
because
you
it's
know
not going to work.
that doesn't work. Certain characters that works for Peacemaker. He's kind of a ridiculous looking character, and you can do that with him. And a lot of the Suicide Squad, obviously. But you don't do that with the traditional superheroes. You don't do that with Flash. You don't do that with Green Lantern. You don't do that with Wonder Woman or Batman, obviously. So,
I mean, Batman, you could do it just because of how the character himself is.
Well, you could do other people outside of Bruce Wayne. Yeah, you can't do Bruce Wayne and Batman. With that kind of James Gunn stuff. So,
so
the characters around him could do that, but not him.
But not the characters. That's what I'm saying. Like, because that's been my main criticism. Because a lot of the animated stuff, y'all know, I love WB animation. A lot of the animated stuff, I'm like, why is this rated R? There's no reason for this to be rated R. Like, there's literally no reason for this. So
it's the violence.
I'm like, yeah, but it's just
I
regular.
don't know.
It's just regular superhero stuff. So that's my only request. WB, please don't do that, because everything don't need to
just because you got something good here. Don't run it through the ringer. Don't overplay it. Just do something different.
Make sure everybody feels unique.
Yes, that's very important.
Make sure everybody feels unique,
because that's what Marvel does really well. Like, sure, the formula of the movies is very similar, right? But the characters all have a different feel, and so you got to do that. You got to do that anyway. I mean, because that's how it's done in the comics, right? Like, not every
that's how it's done in the source material. So
so don't mess it up.
Please don't mess this up. So, any final thoughts?
I'm still gonna say it. Like, the show surprised me, even though I know James Gunn, his track record. Love James Gunn. The character of Peacemaker didn't stand out really, obviously, in the Suicide Squad to me in a way that I was like, why are they giving this guy a show? But now I know why. I know why they're giving this guy a show. I wasn't sure if I would feel redemption from him because of what he did to Flag in the movie. And they do touch on that. And it all works. It just works. And, you think at some point, is James always going to be good? Like, is he always going to be this good and he, his track record, there's not one miss on his track record. So I hope he continues to do.
In the geek universe, yes. In the geek and nerd universe, yes. If he tries to go like something, no. But in the geek nerd universe,
even his misses, like Slither didn't do well in the box office. That didn't mean it wasn't a great movie. It was hilarious. It was
hilarious,
amazing. So
that's the other thing too. Nathan Fillion wasn't in this.
Yeah, no, Nathan Fillion. I didn't even think about that because Gunn puts him in everything.
So he's gonna be in season 2.
He's like Bruce Campbell
with Raimi.
Yeah, right. So
he's probably gonna be in season 2.
Right.
He's gonna probably be in season 2.
I'm sure he has to be. He should have been in this movie called Uncharted, but he wasn't.
Yeah, but we're not gonna
we're not gonna talk about that right now.
I gotta go see that because the stuff I've been reading. I have to go see this now just because. But
I'll wait for the streaming on video or something.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
I'm too invested in those characters and that, whatever.
I got a free movie ticket, so
we're not gonna go with it. We're gonna go with it.
I got a free movie ticket, so I'm gonna burn it on that one.
Okay, well there you go. I'd go too if I had free movie tickets.
Regal Crown Club, people. Regal Crown Club.
There you go.
But overall, great for adults.
Yes.
I'm not,
and we stress adults.
This is not for, no, this ain't no Matrix.
I was trying to my daughter wasn't with me while I was watching it, but I know she was kind of, like I said, hovering around. I was like, I can get away with watching it. No, you can't. Nope. You got to be in the room, closed off. If you got children around you, do not do it. Don't do it.
Because the problem is, normally I would say, it ain't that bad. Just watch out for these 3 episodes. You can't say that because every time you get a false sense of security,
Yeah,
Aaron decides to do
exactly. You're like,
something.
okay, this is
Yeah.
gonna be safe. Nope, nope,
No.
nope.
Oh man, they doing a real heartfelt. The last 20 minutes have been real heartfelt in this episode. This shouldn't be too bad. The next 5 minutes is
Yeah,
unadulterated carnage.
it's the way I felt trying to watch Harley Quinn. The animated
Yeah.
show around my kid. Nope, can't
Nope.
do it.
Mm-mm. But yeah, overall, you should check it out, especially if you like the Suicide Squad. And yes, Cena was kind of overshadowed. He had his moments in the Suicide Squad movie, but yet he was gonna be overshadowed by Margot
Well, I mean,
Robbie
yeah, I mean, look at the
and Idris
cast.
Elba.
So
Yeah, you gonna get and Viola Davis. You're gonna get overshadowed. I'm sorry,
yeah,
you
I
just going
mean,
to.
they
There ain't
just have
no.
they got the chops.
Yeah, they got the chops. So,
Yeah,
but I like that. I like how they addressed a lot of the stuff from that movie in here, especially the stuff with Rick Flag. Because there was a couple minutes in there where they do touch on the Rick Flag stuff, and I'm like, you know what? I'm glad y'all actually.
yeah, they didn't have
addressed
to.
it.
I
Yeah,
mean, but they did, and it worked
yeah,
for me
it worked because I didn't understand why they killed him. Because I'm like, dude, you shouldn't have killed him.
because it's so messed up. Because again, James Gunn did his thing.
Yeah,
I didn't care for Rick Flag in Suicide Squad,
nah.
but
In
then
the
I
daily
cared for
area,
him in the Suicide Squad, and I
yeah,
was like, oh, he's an actual person. He has a
yeah.
character. He has an arc.
They made
And
him
then
feel. They made him feel human instead of a
yeah,
robot.
and then James Gunn did his James Gunning,
Yeah,
and you're like, oh no, why you do that? And then you feel for the guy,
yeah.
and this guy is the one who took him out, and you're like,
And
I don't
he's
like
messed up
you.
over
You
it
can't
too.
make me like you, but James Gunn can make you like anybody.
Yeah. Well, because the fact of the matter was he was messed up over it too.
Right.
He was really
Yeah,
messed up
he
over.
actually had remorse
Yeah.
about
Which
it,
which
which he
your
didn't look
favorite
like if you watched the movie. He didn't look like he had any remorse.
yeah. It looked like he had a hesitation, and
Yeah.
that was all it
Yeah,
was.
that was it. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm like, okay, yeah. And John Cena, hey, props to you, man. Stay with the comedy.
Oh yeah,
Props
like
to you.
I'm taking I'm taking it for granted. But John Cena, you surprised the hell out of me in this
Yeah.
show. And because he goes through the range, right? He goes through the
Yeah.
range of emotions where it's like, yeah, he could be funny as hell, but then he has these like little quiet character moments where he's reflecting, like with his brother and whatnot. That
Yeah.
scene, I mean,
That part.
and I knew
Yeah.
it was coming,
Yeah.
but I didn't want to see it.
Yeah.
you know, and he pulls it off. Like that's not just not easy stuff to do. You
Yeah.
know, that's not if you're not some seasoned actor who's been doing it forever. I was impressed with him. I was
Yeah.
really impressed because I didn't think he had that in him. So
Because God knows you wouldn't have got that from Fast 9. Anyway, but yeah, leave a comment. Let us know what you guys think about the season. Let us know what you guys are you looking forward to season 2 and all that good stuff. T, anything you want to pimp out before we get out of here?
I got a bunch of stuff I'm working on right now. So just stay tuned, and it's gonna happen. I'm gonna spill it out over the week. So just pay
All right.
attention to that.
Cool. And don't forget, we got the Winging It podcast tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Please come in and join us for that as well. Me and Vicky from Fangirl Review will be doing some trailer reactions later today. So be on the lookout for that as well. I did put up some gameplay of the Switch Sports playtest over on my gaming channel. So check that out. I'm 2 for 1 in Chambara, 1 for 1 in tennis, and I suck at bowling. But
You did that, and you didn't get arrested or anything like that.
no, I'm a nobody. I'm a nobody, dude. I'm a nobody, bro. I'm a grunt.
You got to worry if you're one of these bigger channels.
Yeah, I ain't. They don't care about nothing about me. They don't even know my name. So yeah,
That's true.
You're gonna get mad at me for. Hey, if they do that to me, all they getting is practice. That's all they getting. So, but yeah, I put some gameplay up just to show people what it looked like. I had fun with it. I didn't get kicked out any. I know some people were having connection issues, but I didn't. But we're gonna talk about that tonight on the Winged It podcast as well. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for supporting the channel. I really appreciate it, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.